I'm Jennifer Murphy with the Marietta Police Department. The Marietta Police Department wants to equip you with the skills and knowledge to prevent you from becoming a victim of a crime of opportunity. This series, Don't Be a Victim, allows you to hear from our expert officers, will help you identify issues in our community, and will offer suggestions and directives to keep you, your family, and your neighborhood safe. The taking advantage of our elderly is a problem we experience today. Scams and cons are increasing each and every year as the bad guys find new and creative ways to prey on the elderly and rob them of their trust and money. Officer Gretchen Ingram, Officer Justin Davis, and Officer Don Smith identify how our elders are being taken advantage of and give direction on how we can help them avoid this ever-growing problem.
Well, it's unfortunate, but people do prey on easy victims, and in our society, it seems like the elderly are preyed on often.
Our senior citizens become easy targets because they are trusting, polite, and less likely to call the police.
Some of the scammers will come straight to their door and knock on them and say, hey, I noticed your neighbors are doing yard work, I noticed you're older, would you like somebody to do it for you? I can, do some estimates and show you what kind of work you need done. And
we have individuals that will come to your home that are going to tell you that your home needs various things done to it. Your driveway may be cracking, your roof, they can see that your roof's leaking from outside. They've never even been in your house yet. They're going to tell you that your roof's in trouble, that it's going to be falling in, that you have trees that are obstructing the roadway, that they're sent from a telephone company or electric company, that they need to cut these trees down and that they're responsible for it.
You'll have things like roofers come out or contractors. They'll come out and put a lowball bid on your house. Then they'll bring out supplies. And they'll set supplies in your driveway and say, well, we're going to need the entire payment. Well, they'll take the entire payment and they'll never come back. They'll come back to pick up the supplies, the roofing shingles or something that they left, but they're not going to come back to finish the job.
If you're a reputable contractor that pays your bills and you're not in debt over your head, then you have the money to do the work up front, and you don't have to ask for money up front. It's not necessary.
Well, you want to make sure that you know who you're dealing with. There are strangers out there, and there are nice people out there. However, there are people who are out there to swindle the elderly. So you just want to make sure that you know who you're dealing with, and if you don't feel comfortable, call somebody that you know. Call a mechanic that you know. Call a family friend. But you don't have to feel, you can call the police out. You don't have to feel like that you have to get something fixed, on the spot right there.
don't let anybody in your home. If you do need the work done, to advise them you've already have somebody, you've contacted somebody to do the work for you, but you appreciate them and close the door.
If you were to let them in your house, make sure that you watch both of them. One of them will probably try and get you to pull away, while the other one could be going through different drawers, even your purse or something of value in a bedroom, but don't let them do it. If somebody comes into your house and they start breaking up, grab a phone and dial 911. We'll be more than happy to come out there and talk to these individuals.
The City of Marietta has an ordinance which prohibits solicitation from door to door, so once you've closed the door and you've ended contact, go ahead and pick up your phone, call 911, and advise us of the problem. Once they've left you, they're going to go on to your neighbor and prey on your neighbor, and eventually they're going to go throughout the neighborhood.
We will verify these individuals if they should be on your property or not. Typically, I would say no. The only ones who may be to your property would be the gas company, electric company, or telephone. You're going to notice those because it's going to be a well-marked vehicle when you look out the window. Other individuals, I would keep the door shut and locked if you have a screen door. Keep it a barrier in between you and the individual. Don't let them into your house. And don't do anything to invite them onto your property. Keep your lawn mowed, trees trimmed, branches out of your gutters, vehicles parked in your garage, and trash picked up around the area. As long as you're not an inviting target for these individuals, they will pick someone else. Anytime these individuals come to your house, the biggest thing is you want to get a contract in writing. Again, follow up with checking references, checking Better Business Bureau, making the phone calls, making sure these companies are legit.
We have our contract is laid out line by line, everything that we're going to do. And I sit there and go over it with them and pull the paper out, show them exactly what this means so that they understand, and just spending time with them. Our appointments are usually an hour. Sometimes I'll spend an hour and a half to 2 hours making sure they understand and that they feel comfortable with what we're doing.
Don't give them money up front. Wait until the services are done. Don't sign blank checks for them. Make sure the contract has a final price and agreed set deadline when the whatever service is going to be provided will be finished, and that payment will be provided on the finished product.
Ways the elderly can help themselves is, first of all, is make sure that they have good community contacts within their neighborhood that are also looking out for them. Their neighbors, a neighbor across the street, a neighbor next door, because they live in your neighborhood, they know what belongs there and who doesn't. Make sure you know how to call the police if you need us. Make sure you have a phone that works. Make sure your name is not on your mailbox. That allows them to know what your name is, makes them appear more friendlier to you because they know your name.
You know, when it comes to telemarketers, oftentimes you'll answer the phone and you won't know who's on the other line. And the person on the other line will be very pushy and will be very headstrong towards trying to get you to make an immediate decision. It's okay to hang up the phone to say no thank you, and it's okay to not make an immediate decision.
I always suggest get a phone number to call them back.
Listen, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You want to make sure that you never give out personal information. You never want to give out credit card numbers, your social security numbers, your birth dates, things like that over the phone. Reputable companies aren't going to ask you for that over the phone.
When someone is calling, asking for a donation to some charity, start asking questions. Find out who they are, what their charity is, a physical address where you might be able to mail a check to or a donation to, a telephone number that you can call them back on.
If somebody asks you to pay for something that's free, then it's not really free.
Another scam is involving various things that happen in the parking lots while you're out shopping. One of the ones that comes up quite a bit is they will approach you and say that you had scratched their car or had done damage to your car or their car, and they'll say, we can settle this here and now for a few $100s, where if you forget or are having trouble seeing or hearing that you may have bumped their car when you're pulling in, or you're unsure if you bumped their car or not, call us, call 911.
Recently we have people trying to get elderly people to pull over. They'll pull up next to them in their car, they'll point to something, hey, you've got a flat tire, or hey, your tire's low. Give them to pull over, and then he'll take them to a Walmart or an AutoZone and make them think that they're fixing their vehicle, but that may not necessarily be the case. Recently we had somebody try to charge a woman who's 80 years old upwards of $1,200 for nothing that he did to the vehicle, but he made her think that he changed, major components on her vehicle in the Walmart parking lot.
The kind that happen usually in parking lots deal with, a lot of times it's bank transfers. Hey, I want a bunch of money. I need to deposit though. I don't have an account. If you can write me a check for this, I can give you the money. And a lot of times, the elderly, they want to help. They have that urge to help and that need. They want to help people, and they don't want people, to go without. And so they fall into that prey. And they'll write them a check, and they'll give them in a backpack with the supposed cash, and it's not in there. Take off running.
If you're out and about and somebody approaches you asking for money, don't give it to them.
So you just need to be on point. You just need to know who you're dealing with.
Our grandmothers, grandfathers, and friends and family over 70 have so much to offer us. It is a shame that many are taken advantage of and robbed of their life savings and their trust in the community. Please pass this information on and help them understand ways to protect themselves against the bad guys. So until next time, don't be a victim.